I think you've had it good.
It's been a lovely party, Mrs. Walker. Do you know, even Mrs. Lowther couldn't have put on a better spread.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Mr. Elton.
Hey, there's a ton of stuff left, though. You'll not want it going to waste, will you?
Of course not. No, help yourself.
Oh, thank you.
Get your inhibitions, Bettina. Let it all hang out. Wiggle your bum about and shake your hips.
What am I? You must be joking. A nice little quiet foxtrot's more in our style, isn't it, Mrs. Walker?
Indeed, dear, absolutely. Dancing was far more elegant in our day. Well, everything was. We had style.
Oh, I don't know. I think this sort of music's very catchy. They call it Reggie beat.
Reggie,
No, them Rusty Crucians play it. I've seen them on top of the pops.
That's a girl that'll do them whiny little bodies will beat them fatties any day.
Oh, I've always had a natural sense of rhythm.
Hey! You have some of the fatties if you don't mind.
What, give over, Betty? You were going on about your big fat backside, weren't it? I don't know why you're being so sensitive. It's me that has to take it from Lynch all the time, haven't I?
I think possibly, Fled, we're a little old-fashioned and we think that ladies can indulge in a little jocular teasing, but we do expect men to be far more gallant. Oh, it's been a long day.
Oh, are you off to bed then, Mrs. Walker?
All good things must come to an end, dear.
Yes,
Oh,
you're quite right, Mrs. Walker. There's no point in you overtiring yourself. Off we go up them dancers. Fred here will look after us in his usual gallant fashion. Won't you, Fred Fair?
Yeah, we won't stop long, Mrs. Walker. And thank you for a lovely evening.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I'm so glad you enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah, we did. Oh, hey, and
God
thank
bless.
you for letting me take them mince pies home for Eddie and Stan.
Did I say that?
Well, you did say you didn't want anything going to waste, and I don't think anybody here could eat another bite.
Speak for yourself, Phil. Just speak for yourself.
Hey, I
Oh,
don't
they
know
don't
about
eat 'em
you,
all.
Betty, but I'm getting my second wind. It must be all that exercise.
No, thank you, lovey. It must be my metabolism, you know. I don't eat all that much. I bet I don't eat half as much as Hilda does it. It's just like a flaming whippet.
Hey, give over. I've seen you knocking back them chocolate digestives, I have. You want to have a bit more willpower, you know, Betty.
Oh?
You want to lose a couple of stone. Have a belated New Year's resolution, you know. Get a couple of stone off. It'll do us all a favour. There'll be more room behind the bar.
You want to make a resolution and not to mind your own blooming business. And behave yourself a bit more in future.
Who should I don't behave myself?
When do you? Lying and skiving and getting up to all your crafty tricks.
No.
You know, like I in that car, Mrs. Walker's car after that ball.
I forgot the water.
Oh.
Thank you, dear. Now, don't bother to start clearing tonight. You're all far too tired.
Yeah.
Mrs. Ogden will do it in the morning.
Oh, well, Mrs. Ogden. Well, in that case, Mrs. Ogden's going to take the rest of the trifle and all them mixed fancies.
Hey, you did that deliberate then, didn't you?
Don't be so damn silly. I didn't even know she was there.
And you wrote, she didn't hear. It makes no difference. You did it deliberate just to try to drop me in it. That's what you did.
Oh, if you're going to be like that, I'm not stopping here listening to all this rubbish.
Oh, Betty.
No.
Betty,
Well,
don't break
Gareth.
party up.
Look, it's broken up already as far as I'm... Where's my coat?
No, love, no. At least if you're going to go home, don't go on your own at this
No, don't
time
go
of
on your
night.
own.
Fred will run you.
Oh, you needn't bother. I'm going to ring for a taxi. Get off.
Now, see what you've been and gone and done, big gob. You go and apologise to her.
Well, I, 'cause like, oh.
If you've finished, I've really got to be going.
Don't want to let him upset you, Betty, love. You know what he's like when he's supped too much? He'll have forgot by morning.
I won't. Get off. That'll be me taxi.
Hey up. You're getting a bit of overtime in, darling.
Oh, I might have known you'd get him. It's turning into that kind of night.
Oh, go back to the party, Chuck. I'll be all right. Try, love
Hey,
it.
there's a party going on.
No, there isn't.
Hey, taking me then?
Your service.
Come on, then.
Hey, there's room for another one if you want to squeeze in.
No, I'm stopping on for a bit. Night-night, Betty, love. Don't let Fatso bug you. He's not worth it.
She knows me better than that. Trust. Probably a word you don't understand. What exists between two people who are gonna get married means not having to worry what the other one's up to. Not having to care. Not having to be afraid. Not
Look, stop and have a drink. Have another nightcap. There's plenty of booze.
Hildra'll stop for a bit, won't you, Carl? I reckon she goes for your type on the quiet. Big, daft and flabby.
No, it's not the type I go for. But it's the type I get.
You want to stop out a bit longer, Cock. Make him jealous, it might just do a bit of good.
Jealous? Do you know, if I was to tell him I was running off with the tally man, the only thing he'd say'd be, have I left his dinner in the oven?
Who the ex there?
Oh, it's probably Betty coming back, having second thoughts about swanning off like she did, that's it.
She is the last person it'll be. And I haven't finished with you on that score. I shall expect you to make your peace with her in the morning.
What's to do with you, Lynch?
It's got a lot to do with me. Any aggro in here, I always cop for it. And aggro is bad for my beauty. It gives me horrible little frown lines on my alabaster forehead. Go on, see what it is.
It's probably the local Bobby come for a free pint, if truth's known. What's to do? Oh,
Hey, I'm not too late.
Hey.
I got back as quick as I could. Still, it won't take me long to catch up now.
I know it's past the witching hour. I know I've had a few, but I think I'm missing something here.
Yeah, you have been, darling. But you won't be now. That's exactly why I'm here. Duckworth to rescue.
who sent for you?
Splendid.
You've got your wires crossed, Flower.
Come on, there's no need to be coy. I saw that little look on your face. Look, the only thing this shindig's been missing is a right little raver like me. Hey, Elder, am I right or what? You are looking very charming this evening, Elder.
Oh.
Is that a new frock?
Oh, well, yes, it is.
Come on, Ducky, it's a staff do, is this?
Yeah, but I've just took your mate home, haven't I? Practically makes me one of the family, doesn't it? Very classy, that, Hilda. Very classy.
Would you like a mince pie?
So, there you are, see? Somebody loves me. Come on, let's have a bit of music.
No, get off. And any road, it's too late.
Yeah.
It's never too late. The best is yet to come. Huh? Look, I know. What we need here is a superstar. Ladies and gentlemen, appearing for one night and one night only, that dynamic personality, star of stage, screen and bathtub, Jack Mr. Sexbomb Duckworth.
Are you going to sing for us?
Well, I do qualify for that title on 2 counts, love, but I don't think they'd let me demonstrate the other one in here.
Stop it, Willie, you'll get a shot, you will.
Shut your face, misery. There's no harm in a sing-song. Give him a drink.
All right, give the pianist a drink. Come on. Right, ladies,
On, Jack, love.
what's your pleasure?
Down,
Do one of them you did in the dance.
Any?
Which one was that?
What?
I know what we'll do. She'll be
Keep it down.
Coming round the mountains when she comes. She'll be coming round, when she comes.
Would someone kindly tell me what is going on?
Oh, he's still up.
Yep. Film's only just finished.
Ah. Is it any good?
In parts, yeah. Yours?
Oh, no. Bet! Bet, come in here a minute.
What are you screeching for, Hilda? My head's a bit fragile this morning.
Oh, what do you think mine's like? And it's no better for seeing this lot. Look at it. Just look at
I
it.
have looked, which is why I'm out there and not in here.
Where's she, then? Don't suppose she'll soil her lily white hands with a drop of washing up water?
She hasn't surfaced yet, but if you're that interested, I can tell you precisely when she will. When the last plate has been dried and the last crumb has been hoovered up, that's when she'll put in an appearance.
Yeah, well, I'm not clearing it up.
Oh, well, I think she's under a slightly different impression, seeing as how you are the cleaner.
Well, it wasn't last night. Last night I were a guest.
And this morning, oh, for cinders, you are back to being a cleaner again. I suppose we should give you a hand, seeing as we helped to make the mess.
Very good of you, I'm sure.
I did say we, not me.
Fred! Oh, don't.
Fred! Get your big fat body through here on the double.
Hilda, you start washing. I'll start clearing.
All right.
Hey, what's to do with you, Lynch? You two screaming like a couple of flaming banshees. She'd be going spare. She'd be losing her beauty sleep.
She will have her earplugs in and a sleeping mask on. She'll be dead to the world. Get that Hoover plugged in.
What, me?
Yes, you. We're giving Hilda an hand with this lot.
Give over, that's a woman's job. Where's Betty?
She's not come in yet. And it wouldn't surprise me if she didn't come in. The mood she went home in last night.
Now, are you going to get stuck in, or should I get physical with you?
Oh, what a flaming nuisance, all right. It's worth having a blooming party with all this lot to do.
What did you say, Fred?
Oh, I was just saying, Mrs. Walker, it's always nice to have a party.
Really? Well, you could have shown your appreciation better by behaving accordingly.
Now, we did tell you last night, Mrs. Walker, nobody invited Jack Duckworth. He invited himself.
Yeah.
And it was obvious from that touching little scene I witnessed that you all did your best to discourage him.
Well, it was a party.
It was indeed. Was being the operative word. It's the last party I shall give for a long time. Where's Elizabeth?
Oh, well, now, that's where we might just have another little problem, Mrs. Walker.
You must feel very gratified, Kenneth.
Well, I must say we did better than we expected. The raffle alone raised quite a bit.
That way everybody benefits, don't they? I mean, the children's charity got a healthy donation. People came to dance and had an enjoyable evening. It's the ideal way to raise funds.
Maybe you should have charged for your staff do last night on the same principle. Have I said something wrong?
No, just a couple of sore heads, which reminds me. Did you tell her then, Elizabeth?
She's on her way. She's sorry she's late, but she had a very bad night.
And when she arrives, you know what I expect, do you, Fred?
Yes, Mrs. Walker.
What do I expect, Fred?
An apology, Mrs. Walker.
Precisely.
Do I gather the evening was not without incident?
Oh, now that can't be put right with a couple of human sacrifices. Yes, so great white God from the sky, what is your pleasure?
Where's my missus?
Oh, Hilda's your pleasure. She will be chuffed to hear that, not to say astonished.
I want my dinner, don't I?
I'm afraid she's been delayed, Mr. Ogden. She's been trailing up after last night's party.
Oh, I'm hungry.
I would have thought the amount of leftovers that Mrs. Ogden took home with her last night would feed you for a week.
I had them for breakfast.
Trifle. You had sherry trifle for your breakfast. You great big disgusting pig, Ogden.
Oh, with mince pies.
I'm sorry I'm late, Mrs. Walker, but
I quite understand it. Now you are here, could you possibly take over? My head is splitting. It'll take me weeks to get over last
Two
night.
musters up last night, like Ireland.
Aggravation, Mr. Ogden. Aggravation is the sole cause of my malaise.
Yes, well, why don't you go inside, Mrs. Walker, put your feet up with a nice cup of tea and forget all about it?
I'll try, love, but it isn't easy.
Oh, heck, it's not going to get any easier. What's the mini-ha-ha do you want?
I've had warmer welcomes off my mother-in-law.
I should think so and all. Busting in here last night and dropping us all in it.
What did I do, eh? Did I get my Stanley knife out and rip up all your furniture? Did I go and spray rude words all over your bog walls? No. All as I did was liven this lot up with a bit of a sing-song, for which people have been known to beg on occasion.
It doesn't sound like a hanging offence to me.
There you are. There speaks a reasonable man.
But our esteemed employer, on the other hand, is neither a man nor reasonable.
But you still love me, don't you, Blue-Eye?
Me? I love everybody, cock. Heaven help me. Somebody has to. You know, I couldn't help feeling sorry for Hilda today.
What's so special about today? She's pathetic every day, eh?
She cleaned Mike Baldwin's flat first thing this morning. Then she comes in here and does a longer stint than usual. Then she has to go home and give Big Belly his dinner. Then she has her Mrs. Lowthers at Goldenhurst. And all that with a thick head.
So?
So she's not getting any younger.
And I'm not getting any younger, am I? And I've got a thick head, haven't I? And I work here, don't I? Nobody's giving me any flipping sympathy.
Yes,
Fred, Elizabeth is going home now.
Oh, aye.
I believe you have something to say to her.
indeed, bother.
Fred.
Well, I'm sorry if you thought I were being rude.
Thought you was?
Well, I just lost my rag. You know, you dropping me in it like that, you know.
Don't be absurd. How could Elizabeth possibly do something like that?
Well, let's just say that she weren't being very discreet.
Oh, let's do talking about being discreet. Well, I mean, when you get up to all your dodgy tricks, we all get involved one way or another.
Just don't poke your nose in, that's all.
Oh, no. Oh, Betty, what am I going to do? Oh, Betty, how am I going to get out of this
keep
one?
your trap shut, will you? You can play it close to your chest when it suits you, don't it? When it's your private life.
What's that supposed to mean?
Button it, Fred.
Never mind button it. What about that fella that came a couple of months ago? That Farrell, that Ted Farrell, the father of that kid of yours. What about him? You're not exactly blameless, are you? Oh, no. You keep your private life to yourself, don't you? But when it's mine, you're slagging me and blagging it from the chimney tops, aren't you?
The heck did he...
Oh, Betty, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean no harm. You know me,
Well, I thought I did. I thought you were my friend and I could trust you, but... I were wrong on both counts.
Elizabeth, wait.
No, I'm sorry, Mrs. Walker, to let you down, but I'm sure you'll get somebody else.
Elizabeth, dear, I'm sure we can talk this over,
Look,
please.
there's been too much talking already, Mrs. Walker. No, I'm going home. And I've got no intentions of coming back.
Bye-bye. What it is to be a kid, eh? All the time in the world.
Yeah. We've been rushing through these trays for the last 10 minutes, if you believe it or not, and all for 5p. You know, going by Arthur Scargill, that makes my basic pay 30p an hour.
Well, go on then. I'll throw in a productivity bonus. Give us a packet of cigars. In fact, I'll make your day. Make it 2.
Right.
No help today, then?
What day do you mean?
No, I meant on your own, are you? I mean, she still comes in, does she?
Why, she's regular. She don't come until later on, though.
Ah, well, grit your teeth. You'll get through. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me.
What do you want?
Is there anybody there?
Hey?
Is there anybody there?
No, I'm in the shop by myself. Why?
Because I've not got my face on, have I? Here, cough hold of that.
You want to get your skates on? It's 9:30 already.
And it's my day off today, I told you.
Oh, aye.
So it's just you, me and the stars. That's if we can find any in the daytime.
Is it? Well, as far as I'm concerned, it's you and the flipping stars, because I'll be rushed off my feet in here. Deirdre's not coming in till later, you know.
You're an ungrateful so-and-so. I don't want you yet, any road. I've still got to make myself look beautiful, which takes a bit longer than it did. While I'm here, pass me a packet of them beef burgers out at freezer. We'll have them for us dinner.
Oh, can you do a few chips as well, love?
You see, I don't need Chanel No. 5 to weave my web around, fellas. Just £5 of King Edwards and a chip.
Is that, Mum?
Them's on.
Right, Lynch, I've seen you. Let's be having you.
What do you want?
I want you in there. I've got a message from the Queen Mother. She wants you in.
Oh, tell her to go on wanting.
Hey!
Don't you weigh me. I'm not your flaming skivvy.
No, but you're hers, aren't you? That's what you're getting paid for.
Not on your life, Buster.
Hey, this is a shop, you know, not the flipping Houses of Parliament.
Just get him out of here.
Oh, don't tell me you lot are still at it.
Don't blame me, Alf.
Out!
Listen, I'm on me Todd there. There's Betty Jack to job in. There's Mrs. Walker having one of her flaming turns.
And I am having my day off. So go back to your leader and tell her to tickle herself.
Oh, I'm likely to do that, Anna. You come in and you tell her.
Look, G, you can stand there till you're rooted to the spot. I am not coming in today. Have you got it? Or do you want it tattooing?
Alf, why do we have to work with flaming women?
Well, let's just be thankful the shop wasn't full of customers.
It's not funny, Alf. I've had it up to here with that lot down there. Now, if anybody asks for me, I am out. Right? For the day. I'll show 'em.
They got this little place off the kitchen, what they call the utility room. It's got the washing machine and the tumble dryer and one of them big freezers.
Please, Mrs. Ogden, I feel I know Goldenhurst rather more intimately than the lady of the house.
I thought you'd be interested.
Did you? Well,
She says it's a day off.
well, we know it's her day off, but is she coming in?
No.
No. Is that all she said? No?
No, she's more or less dug her heels in, Mrs. Walker.
Oh, where are the loyal employees of yesteryear?
Where indeed?
I'll have to have some help, Mrs. Walker. I mean, I can't cope on my own. When you're through the
We
back door doing the
have
cooking, I'm
got
on my
to
own.
cope. I am not engaging temporary employees because of this stupid situation, and more trouble than they're worth.
Oh, well, I can give a hand behind the bar if you like.
Oh, give up, Hilda. It's help we want, not flipping hindrance.
Don't be so damn cheeky, you. Nothing clever about pulling pints and opening bottles, you know. Good job for you and all you flipping ignoramus.
Don't you flipping ignoramus,
Please, please, please. Now, this is just the atmosphere that is sending our customers off the premises, and I will not have it. Do you hear me? The only way to solve our problem is for each of us to double our efforts, and I mean all of us. So, Mrs. Ogden, please forget your beloved Goldenhurst for half an hour and clear this place up. And Fred, you see to the optics. I'm going for a lie down. Yes?
It's me, Mrs. Walker.
Now, if you've come about the pies, they are just ready. I can't do everything.
That's just what I've come about, Mrs. Walker. Look, if I don't get any help in there, Mrs. Walker, there'll be nobody left to eat the flipping pies. I'm working myself stupid, Mrs. Walker. I've got to have some help. Then there's that silly remarks from flipping Ogden in there.
All right. Calm down. You want me to come and help you serve, is that it?
I just can't cope, Mrs. Walker. I just can't. Yes.
Right. Well, I'll come. Now, that wasn't so very difficult, was it? Just give me 2 minutes to wash my hands.
Now, that's the last time you change them, right?
Yes, mister.
Are you coming for your dinner, aren't you?
Well, I'll send my stomach through first, shall I? How can I leave the shop? It's not self-service, you know, and even if it was...
Who's going to take the money? I know, I only asked.
Well, I'll come through when I can.
Right, well, I'm starting because then beef burgers are turning into biscuits.
I've just said I'll come through when I can. Oh, come on, Deirdre, if you come in.
That's one out of the way, Stanley.
She'll never get through this, look.
I'm doing my best, Mr. Ogden. Good evening.
Good evening, Mrs. Walker.
I came to see you today.
Yes, Alf did say you've been looking for me.
Do I take it you've come here to work?
It's my day off. I've come in for a drink.
I see.
You've condescended to put in an appearance, have you? Come on, then, get your clobber off.
Go and tickle yourself.
I'll flaming tickle you.
Now, will you please get Bet a gin and tonic and then seat those ladies over there? And you can put your money away. Now, Bet, I am appealing to your better nature, which I am sure exists, in spite of your attempts to prove otherwise.
I am not working with him.
You have no need to speak to him, and if you want to kick him as he passes, be my guest. But please, please, help me, if only for tonight.
Come on, don't fly north with
Mr.
me.
Duckworth, I'm having a private conversation with Bet.
Come on, I'll buy you a drink down there. You'll never get a drink in here.
Thanks. But no thanks. Some other time, perhaps.
Suit yourself. And you're daft for stopping.
Just for tonight? No strings?
No strings.
Go on, then. But just keep him out of my way.
Come on, lads, let's have your glasses now, please.
Oh, right.
Don't speak, you, will you?
I've got nought civil to say.
Well, don't say it, then. Mrs. Walker, I'm looking up. Ta, lads.
Yeah.
See ya.
Leave it a moment, Fred. I'm expecting someone. And don't you go, Bet. I want a word with you.
Well, it is still my day off, Mrs. Walker, which I have been working.
I know precisely what you've been doing, and I'm grateful to you. But I do not intend to remain grateful for the rest of my life. Let her in, it's Elizabeth.
Thank you. Want to see me, Mrs. Walker?
Yes, I do. Will you all go through? Shut the door, Fred, and sit down.
I hope you're not going to ask us to kiss and make up, Mrs. Walker, because I'm not in the mood.
Me neither.
Quite honestly, I don't care what you do. I am concerned with this business, my business, this public house. Now, you all saw what happened out there tonight. Customers are leaving because of the atmosphere caused by your stupid squabbles.
There's nothing stupid about it, Mrs.
As far as
Walker.
I'm concerned, that is precisely the word for them. Customers leaving because it is not possible to have a pleasant evening's entertainment there. And I, for one, don't blame them.
Can't blame me, Mrs. Walker.
I blame you all. And I've called you here tonight to say just this. Either you come in to work tomorrow morning and carry out your duties cheerfully and to the best of your abilities, or you find your way to the nearest job centre. I shall have no difficulty in finding people to take your place. And when I say cheerful, I mean cheerful, because I do not intend to listen to another word of bickering. Not one single word. Well,
I didn't want to cause any trouble, miss. But I'm not having my private life
that is
bandied about.
precisely what I'm saying. Bet.
Well, I won't start anything, Mrs. Walker. And God help anybody who does.
Fred.
Well, you know me, Mrs. Walker. Anything for a quiet life.
Bet.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Walker.
Right. It's peace, then. Albeit an uneasy one.
How's Chalky doing, then?
Oh, he's improving, slowly, I think.
You don't want him rushing it, do you? Getting back to work, I mean.
Of course I do.
Come off it. You like driving that bin lorry. I've seen you, sitting there, big smile on your chops. I bet that's what you wanted to be, weren't it, when you were a little lad? A bin lorry driver.
Well, I must admit, it does give you a different aspect on the operation, you know, sitting up there in the cab, watching the lads rushing in and out, filling her up, you know. manoeuvring here and manoeuvring there. Like King of the Road, you know.
King of the muck heap, more like.
Shut up, Fred.
Oh, come on, Yates, going on as if you're a chauffeur. All you do is drive a muck cart.
You've not exactly risen to the height of your profession, have you, Fred?
I don't cart rubbish.
You talk a lot of it, though.
I heard a lot and all. You want to grow up, you, Yates?
Why don't you go and boil your head, Fred? Make some wood glue.
Take no notice of him, Eddie. He's suffering from the after effects of 8 pints of bitter and a prawn vindaloo.
Yoo-hoo! Chalky!
Hello, Bet, love. When I had door slam for a minute, I thought it was the Bride of Frankenstein.
Who are you talking about? Not Phyllis.
Never aware she isn't. In and out like a fiddler's elbow. Nattering me, making my life a misery.
You don't fool me, you know, Chalky.
What do you mean?
Well, we all know about you and Phyllis. I mean, all that bickering's just a big cover-up.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. It's obvious, isn't it? Underneath it all, you're like Anne Ziegler and Webster Booth. It's the hottest romance in Weatherfield.
Hey, hold on. I don't mind a joke, but it's a beggar of pantomime. What are you doing? Come round here to upset me?
No, I've come round to see how you're doing. Do you know, since you've been poorly, trade's been dead slack at the Rovers.
I'm up at worst of it now.
Flew it, love.
Somewhat at sort, aye. Anyhow, how are you going on, love? You look a bit chesty to me.
That'll do. See, you're definitely feeling perky again. How's Bob doing out in Australia?
Well, he were never won much for writing, went out, Bob. A letter from our Craig.
Oh.
From yesterday.
How's he liking?
Here, have a read.
Ta, love. Been to the beach twice, getting sunburnt. And his dad and all, he says. Bet your Bob looks all right with an all-over suntan. Well, he seemed to be liking.
Aye.
Oh, that sunshine. Wish I were there.
Aye.
Egg's enjoying himself then.
How do you mean?
Oh, soaking up that sunshine, going to all the beach and all that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know, his letter, Chalky showed it me.
A letter from our Craig? He never showed it me.
You never learn, Lynch, do you?
Look, it's not exactly your Formula 3, and it's not exactly got a sliding roof, but it's a very fair vehicle.
It's a bin wagon.
Well, I know it's a bin wagon, but when you're behind that wheel, you could be driving a mare. She handles surprisingly well, you know.
Like her, you mean?
Fancy a pint, Fred?
No, sir. How long are you going to be driving, then?
Well, as long as it takes Chalky to get off the sick. He can stay as long as he likes for me. It's all extra buns, isn't it?
Oh, talking about extra buns, and seeing as I'm in a good mood.
Which isn't every day.
Which isn't every day, as she says, but today I am. Listen, come here. 2 o'clock, Exeter, over the sticks, Jeremiah Jones. Great little nag, be about, 7s.
He wants you to put a bet on for him.
Yeah, well, he can go on wanting. Going nowhere near the bookies.
I don't want no one to put any bets on for me, thank you. I can put my own bets on, thank you very much.
You can phone them in.
He can't, not anymore. They have a nasty habit of asking who it is, and when they find out, they don't want to know, do they, Fred?
I'm not phoning no bets, and I'm going down. I'm going to put the cash on personal over the counter myself.
No, you're not, love, not on the 2 o'clock. You're not leaving me stuck here on my own. It'll take you half an hour if you run both ways.
Oh, give over. It's only a couple of minutes in the Rover there and back.
But the Rover's in the garage, isn't it? And it stops there until Her Imperial Majesty lifts a little finger.
Don't fret, Chuck. There's ways of arranging it. What do you want, Chalky? Pint of cough mixture?
Who's the light bothered to take you out?
Hey, you're not better, are you?
Oh, thanks very much.
It better be better, coming in here boozing. Got to be back at work.
I'm convalescent, aren't I?
Ah, you fellas can't half-swing the leg, can't you?
He's right, you know. I know a fella who once kidded on he'd fallen down the cellar steps and dislocated his spine. He stopped in bed for 2 weeks and there was nought wrong with him. You remember him, don't you, Fred? In a pub it were.
Shut it, Lynch, will you?
Everything all right? Fine, thanks, Mrs. Walker.
Oh, Mrs. Walker, now, it is in the morning that you want me to take you to the licensed victuallers, do, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Why?
Well, I just thought that I'd like to get the car all nice and spick and span. I'd like to get it out first thing in the morning.
Yes, do that.
Only, you see, it's this chemist round the corner. He has a nasty habit of parking the car in front of the garage doors, you know, so I thought I'd get it out well before 2.
Yes, you'd better.
I bet you can't be so clever.
Be sure your sins will find you out.
No chance, Lynch. No chance.
Get off. Go and do your vandalising somewhere else.
I hope you're looking after her.
Like it was my own. Oh, just look at that. Got the old flaming streets of parking and he has to go and stick it in front of my nose.
Well, haven't you found reverse yet? You want me to show you where it is?
Don't worry, I think I can manage.
Oh, take care.
What you think you're playing at? Yates, you great bug! Look at it!
Where did you come from?
Look at it! Just look at it, Yates!
I was clear behind until this dozy wasser came belting round the corner. Right into the back of me.
Give over, Yates. I was out the car standing on the pavement. It was you that backed into me, you great bird.
Excuse me, I don't think Mrs. Walker heard. Shall I go and fetch her?
Hang on, will you? Give us a hand, will you? Right. All right, take it away. Oh, what a flaming mess.
God, a right one you are.
Oh, that's right, Chalky. Go on, you have a go at him.
Oh, will I know? What the hell are you playing at, fat chance? We have not been best bin wagon at year.
I'm on about the flipping car.
Look, you worry about your car, man. I'll worry about me bin wagon.
Oh, I intend to, yeah? What are you going to do about this, Yates?
Hey, what's it got to do with me? It was you that came sneaking round the corner.
Give over, you reversed into me, you backed straight into me, you great bird.
You could see I was reversing, you just kept on coming.
I was out of the car, I was on the pavement.
Aye, that's what you say.
Somebody must have seen me.
I saw no, could I just crunching?
Else you must have seen me,
I
look.
was talking to her, wasn't I?
Well, somebody must have seen me.
Look, nobody saw you because you were in the car driving into the back of me wagon.
And scratching at the flaming glory.
Hey, you've had a little accident. There's thousands happen every day. Think yourself lucky there's nobody injured.
Nobody's injured yet. The Duchess hasn't heard about it yet. There could be some nasty casualties when she does.
Oh, flaming, shut up, will you, Lynch?
Look, first things first. We've got to go through the proper procedures. Now, what's your name and address?
Oh, I don't know about you, Duckworth, but I'm not standing here listening to this rubbish. Come on inside. Hey, but it's the right mess, isn't it? Well, it was amazing because it... Charming. Sharp! What on earth's going on? Where is everybody?
Hey, didn't you hear it, Mrs. Walker?
I'm in a terrible car crash right outside. And my staff leave the post to look at it. Well, really.
But it's like Elsie said, it was just straight outside.
Was anybody hurt?
No, thank the Lord. It was between a car and a lorry. Ain't cars knocked about pretty bad.
Mrs. Duckworth, I refuse to shed tears about material objects. Now, a car is replaceable, but human life is precious.
It was your car, Mrs. Walker. It was your car.
My car?
Eddie Yates is backing his
My
lorry up
car?
the road. Fred comes round the
My
corner
Rover?
and thump, just like that.
Hey, it's the right mess.
Fred, is this true?
Look, don't worry about it, Mrs. Walker. I mean, we are covered by insurance.
But what happened? My lovely car.
Look, it weren't my fault, Mrs. Walker. I mean, you know me. I look after that car as if it was my own. It was Yates. With that idiot Yates, he'd been drinking, that's it. God knows, he'd been boozing all day. He wants breathalyzing, Mrs. Walker, that Yates.
I heard that, gee.
Is this a terrible dream?
I'm afraid not, Mrs. Walker.
Yeah, you'll learn a lot more before the day's out.
You want to watch it chucking accusations round?
I'll chuck what I want around, because you know it's the
Give
truth,
it
don't
a
you?
rest, can't you? Come on, Mrs. Walker, I'll make you a cup of tea.
Oh, dear, I must inspect the damage. But by all means, make the tea.
Hey, you, listen. Have a word with that insurance fella. He'll know what to do. I'll get the garage onto it straight away, Mrs. Walker. Don't go looking at it now and upsetting yourself.
Of course, you'll lose your no-claims bonus, you know. You always do.
Thank you, Mrs. Ogden. As always, you're a tower of strength.
Drago.
So obvious it wasn't.
Yeah.
Come on, drink up. We're going to be late.
Oh, listen, don't rush, kid. We've got a good excuse, haven't we? We're witnesses at an accident and we're to stay behind to give statements.
2.
Well, you'll give one to me and I'll give one to you.
Yeah, David. Hey, he's gone.
Oh, good on him. Oh.
Fred, he's got the cargo and he's took it to Brian Tilsley's garage. He'd be doing better taking it to a scrapyard.
Elsie, keep your voice down. She's cracking her eyes out back there.
What was it she said? I refuse to shed tears over material objects.
But that when she thought it was somebody else's car.
Oh, aye, true.
Hey, listen, now we're having another drink, aren't we?
Aye, why not? Just a little one. To stop my heart fluttering.
Oh, I know. These accidents upset you. Same again, Bet.
Oh, sir.
How do you fancy going to a singles club with me one night, Fred Fair?
What for?
What for? So you can find yourself a woman, of course.
Why should I go with you?
You would be going with me, so that I could find myself a fella. It's just that if we go together, it's a bit of moral support, like.
Oh, you mean and split up later, like?
Well, I wasn't suggesting that you spend the entire evening hung round my neck. No, it'd just be nice to know that there was a friendly face there, in the event of them all turning out to be dead weedy with little moustaches and pipes.
Yeah, and the men might be horrible as well.
It's very funny, that, Hilda. I wish I'd thought of that. What have you found? If it's money, it's mine.
No, it's an earring.
It's probably mine as well.
No, it's not. It's less than a foot across.
My, we are witty today. What's put you in such a good mood?
Well, my son and his wife have invited me down to stay with them for a few days.
Oh, now that is nice. When are you going, love?
Oh, I'm not. I can't afford to take the time off work. But they've asked me.
He will be here at 1:30.
Who's that, Mrs. Walker?
The insurance assessor. We're to meet him at Brian Tilsley's garage.
You want me to go as well?
I certainly do, considering you were responsible for the crash in the first place.
Well, it weren't my fault, Mrs. Walker. It was that idiot Yates. He came backing down the top of the street. I mean, he came straight down and, I weren't nowhere near.
You parked it dead stupidly, though.
I parked it where I parked it 1,000 times before. I could smash his face in, I could,
It would
Yates.
hardly repair my car, would it?
No, it won't be difficult, Mrs. Walker. A couple of dents in the wings, scratch here and there.
Not a lot when you say it fast, is it, Cock? Not forgetting new headlights and a bumper as well, I believe you mentioned.
The insurance will pay.
That is not the point, is it? It is the sheer inconvenience being without one's car at this particular time of the year that I find so trying. And all for the lack of a little forethought, a commodity which seems to me to be in very short supply these days.
I wouldn't care, but they're never the same after, are they? I mean, my brother Archie had his car done up after a smash. Still rattles like a load of old scrap iron.
Oh, very reassuring, Hilda, very reassuring. Why didn't you tell her that when she was here, eh?
Well, she would have done, but she didn't think of it, did you, Hilda?